Welcome to the BSing Through Sports show of April 11th, 2024. It is Thursday, and today we'll be talking about our Miami Marlins. We'll be going over the series where we got at least one game. We got our win yesterday night, Wednesday, 5-2 against the Yankees. We'll be talking a little bit about that series, and we'll be focusing on the positives in the win. I don't want to talk about those losses too much. And then we'll be previewing the series we have coming against the Atlanta Braves this weekend, who hopefully we can win maybe one game, hopefully two, and get the series. That would be nice. But first, let's talk about our win yesterday. The Marlins added a W again to their already depressing record of 2-11. Yesterday, the Miami Marlins defeated the New York Yankees 5-2. Ryan Weathers was on the mound, letting up 0 runs earned, 1 strikeout, and walking 3 batters in his 5 innings pitched. This is what I consider the Marlins' ideal start right now with the current rotation. Without Braxton Garrett, Edward Cabrera, Sandy Uri, basically all of our good pitchers. I don't consider Edward a good pitcher. He walks my grandma. But without Braxton and Edward, we'll hopefully get them back soon. This is the ideal start, especially with the current rotation. Get 5 good innings out of our starters, let up a minimal amount of runs while scoring in that start time. Then we hope and pray Sixto or Andrew Nardi doesn't come into the game and give up 9 runs. Our bullpen is atrocious. We need some stretch from our starting pitchers. And our starting pitchers aren't good. So we hope and we pray that we get at least 5 innings. 6 would be a miracle of quality starting pitching. So our bullpen is minimal. Our bullpen usage is minimal. For the Marlins to run this game came at the fault of Marcus Stroman, who entered this game with a straight 0 ERA, which I was surprised with. Marcus Stroman was actually flowing. He ended his start with 7 strikeouts. Yet in the 3rd inning, we got 2 runners on. Luis Ariz breaking one through the shortstop in Anthony Volpe. And our catcher, Nick Fortes, we finally got a catcher hit. And you know what happens when you get a catcher hit? It leads to something nice. Jake Berger came in and gave us a triple patty burger bomb. Yes. And then in the 6th, we were able to add on a run due to a Volpe error and amazing base running at the part of Tim Anderson. So there were our 5 runs. We got 4 in the 3rd. Then we chipped 1 in the 6th. We need to be able to spread these runs out. Get 1 in the 1st, 3rd, 5th. Just spread them out. We're scoring so many runs in our 2 wins, especially. Where I guess in the Cardinals game, we did spread them out. We ended the game with 10 runs, but we scored 6 of them in the 1st. But there was a Pirates game. We scored, 5 runs in the 1st, and we ended up losing and only scored, 1 run since. We need to be able to spread out our runs through these innings. Yes, it's good to get a good amount of runs, like 3 runs in 1 inning or 4 runs in 1 inning. But it's not ideal when we face high-power teams and teams that can get hot, and once the bat gets 1 hit, the bats start flying. Balls start flying off the bat. But you know what? I'll take the win. Yet in the 9th inning, the Marlins couldn't get a win without making their fans shit their pants. Our closer, Tanner Scott, was closing in the 9th, already posting up 2 outs in the 8th. Gave up an infield single to former Marlin John Birdie. Then walking Volpe, walking Soto. He couldn't find the strike zone. Fans were going crazy in the Bronx. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, setting up the perfect opportunity for Aaron Judge, big Aaron Judge, and he flew out to center field to Jazz Chisholm, and the Marlins, it was a Marlins win. I thought Aaron Judge smacked that ball, but he didn't. It was just a regular fly out to Jazz Chisholm. He caught it perfect. Marlins win. Tanner Scott gets the 5-out save. Nothing better than that. First save of the season. 0 ERA still for Tanner Scott, surprisingly. I feel like he's been having trouble trying to find a strike zone. I feel like he's been walking a lot of batters. But let's move on. We did lose the series, but it's a good win to return home to our 5,000 fans waiting for us to play the Braves this weekend, and to return home on a win. You don't want to fly home getting swept on the road, especially against the Yankees. So I'm actually quite satisfied with this win, and I've actually been quite satisfied with the last 2 games we played in this 3-game series. On Tuesday, the Marlins lost 3-2. It was a shaky start for our starter AJ Puck, walking 5 batters. Which is not a surprise. He's a bullpen player. Whoever decided he should be a starter should be fired. And that was probably our GM. but he couldn't get through one inning. What makes you think he's going to attempt to get through 9 innings of starting pitching? It's just not going to happen. With batters facing him multiple times, he couldn't get through batters facing him once. He's not going to get through batters facing him 3+ times. I feel like Brian Hoeing should be in his spot. He had some decent starts last year. When people were hurt, he was the starter to come in. And he has some experience, unlike AJ Puck. But I guess trying something new, trying something different. Braxton Beer comes back. Hopefully AJ Puck goes back to that bullpen and he'll be decent. Yep. We lost. We were able to post 2 runs in that loss. But we got the win the next day. That's all that matters. Now let's preview this Atlanta Braves series. Hopefully this win can translate to our 3-game series over the weekend against the Atlanta Braves Friday, Saturday, Sunday, who have a record of 7-4 coming into the series opener. I believe, hopefully, in my prayers, winning this series will really give this team life. Especially winning the opener on Friday, getting just a slight 2-game win streak will give some sliver of hope to this team and their fan base. Friday is also the most important game, because I mark that as our most winnable game in this series. We're facing off against Max Fried, who in 2 starts has posted an ERA of 18, only pitching 5.2 innings in 1 start and 0.2 in his latest. Now on the mound for the Marlins is Trevor Rogers. He has been shaky, but he's working into the lineup. He's coming off of not playing the entire 2023 season, and both of Trevor Rogers' 2 starts this season have ended in just 2-run games. One was 9-7. It was his fault, not so much his fault. He only posted a 4 earned runs in that game. 9-7. The bullpen, kind of didn't make it any better. But both of his starts have only resulted in 2-run losses, which is not terrible for the Marlins this season. If the offense has to keep up with this Braves offense, everyone on the Braves is on fire. Especially former Marlin Marcell Ozuna, who already has 5 home runs into the early season and batting .318. Trevor Rogers needs to pull in some magic and be able to get a good 5 to 6 inning to make the Marlins and give them a good chance of winning this game, which I think on Friday is the most likely chance of the Marlins taking 1. I'm considering the Marlins stealing 1. Okay, I'm not focused on them stealing the series. Stealing 1 game is good enough for me. I do like our chances against Max Fried on Friday. Now for the game on Saturday, it's Max Meyer versus Chris Sale. Max Meyer in his last start was complete fire, giving us 6 innings on 1 run, which should have been 0. But the ball, it was smacked. Jazz almost robbed Gorman of the home run against the Cardinals. It fell out of his glove. It was a home run. Whatever. It was a complete game up to that point. But Max Meyer was still able to keep it up and give us 6 quality innings of starting pitching. I'm interested to see how Meyer does against this stacked Braves lineup, especially a team we see multiple series every year. So, if the Marlins do have a chance, and Max can give us 6 innings, allowing no more than 2 to 3 runs. But if Chris Sale is dealing like he has been, he's going to be dealing, and I don't think we'll be able to keep up with the offense, especially with Chris Sale if he is on fire. Now, on Sunday, I give us no chance. Yes, we do have Luzardo starting. They have Chris Morton starting. Luzardo was 1-1 against the Braves last season, allowing no runs in his latest matchup, and early in the season, only allowing 3 runs in 2023. But this Luzardo we have seen this season gets lit up in the 4th to 5th inning, and he gets deep in the pitch count, leading to the atrocious bullpen. And the story of this series is try to keep and limit the use of the bullpen. That bullpen is going to get absolutely lit up by Acuna, Albies, RC is batting .385, Matt Olson, I don't know, I said Acuna again, Austin Riley. The whole lineup is absurd. So stealing 1 game is important. Limit the use of that bullpen, get quality starts, and it's sad to say, in this series, our 3 best pitchers are starting. And Trevor Rogers, Max Meyer, and Jesus Luzardo. Winning this series won't make up for the start, but it will cool off the flaming hot dog shit this season has been. Just hope and pray we could steal 1, and hopefully steal the series. Thank you for watching.